Hey, what's up everyone? So as many of you know, the prequel/sequel series to The Last Ronin has recently come out, and it had been teased for many months that we were going to be getting a new team of Ninja Turtles in this story. So not Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. Now I'm currently working on my spoiler breakdown and review of that first issue that just came out, but recently over the weekend, you may have been seeing different sites and on social media, people talking about these new turtles. So that's what we're here to talk about today. We're not going to go too much into the events of issue 1. We'll go through all that stuff in the breakdown, but let's just focus on these turtles in this video. That way you all can see who they are, what they look like, their names, their different personalities, at least what we know so far, and stuff like that, because this is super cool, big moment in Ninja Turtles history that you're not going to want to miss. So with all that said, let's go ahead, waste no more time, and dive in and look at the 4 new Ninja Turtles in the Last Ronin universe. So, a quick refresher. The Last Ronin told the story of Michelangelo getting vengeance for his fallen family, and by the end of the story, we saw Michelangelo say farewell as well. There were no more Ninja Turtles. But in the epilogue of The Last Ronin, we saw that April O'Neil and her daughter Casey Marie Jones did have 4 new little turtles that they appeared to be giving mutagen ooze to. Now, after reading The Lost Years issue 1, this new prequel/sequel series, we now know more information about those 4 new Ninja Turtles. Their names are Uno, Moha, Odyn, and Yi, 2 boys, 2 girls. Currently in the story, which is set a little after The Last Ronin ended, the turtles look like kids still, like little toddlers, maybe a little older, but around that age, as you can see here on the image that was shared on the IDW Publishing's Twitter page, which has a caption that reads, "The next generation of TMNT have arrived. Have you seen these new baby turtles?" You can see that all of them have a different color shade, which I think looks pretty cool. I like how they do that with the turtles, even back in the day with the old 87 cartoon promo stuff. You can see that one, at least in this image here, is a shade of gray, which in better lighting you can see he's more of a pale green. This other one here is a copper reddish shade, and the 2 others in the back are a green shade, with one of them having yellow patterns on her. Now, no headbands yet on these new Ninja Turtles, but one would imagine eventually they will be getting some. Leave your comments down below on what colors you think that could be. Now, not only have we seen these new turtles as toddlers in this first issue, but also in a recent interview on Gizmodo.com with artist on the book Ben Bishop, we can also see what the turtles will look like when they grow up as well. We'll look at which ones are which here in a moment, but you can see a pretty cool quote here from Bishop regarding designing these new turtles. And he says, "I mean, when Kevin Eastman asks you to design new Ninja Turtles, there was really no question. I got right to work. The design of the characters and settings were really important to us all in The Last Ronin." And then it says in a different part, "The reality probably didn't sink in fully until I got back home and got to work. I came out swinging with 12 different new turtle designs, from babies to teenagers. Those made the rounds for a week or so while everyone picked out their favorite 4. This was a crazy exciting time. Nickelodeon loved the designs, and ultimately we all settled on the 4 you'll meet in The Lost Years #1. Then it goes on to say, "There will be separate new designs each and every issue." So it seems like the closer we will get to the end of this Lost Years, the closer we will get to the turtles having their final form. At least that's what I'm getting from all this. Now, who exactly are these new turtles? You heard their names moments ago, but let's talk a little bit about what happened in issue 1 of The Lost Years, specifically in regards to these new turtles, and a little bit from what we see in these articles online, and start putting together who exactly is this new team and what are their personalities like. First up, we got one of the new turtles, whose name is Uno, a boy. He's got a pale green look to him, which looks gray in some lighting. And from the little we've seen of him in the book, he seems a bit cocky, a show-off, and kind of mean to his brother Odin. He appears not to hold back and is ready to face off with his sister at one point, which makes you kind of think that when they grow older, Uno will be a strong asset to the team, as he appears to be really good at things, but will also be difficult to work with, which I could see causing some tension within the team. Now, although that Gizmodo article picture earlier, with the pictures all grown up, is in black and white, we can still tell who is who, and this appears to be Uno when he gets older. He seems to be the tallest one out of the group, has an athletic build, and looks pretty cool in my opinion. Now, although he can be a bit of a punk to his siblings, I feel like he's going to be a pretty badass character. And who knows, maybe starting out could be the leader of the group, although his name Uno may be hinting at him being the lone wolf of the group. We'll have to wait and see, but let's move on to the next sibling. Alright, next up we have Moha, a girl. She's the one that has that copper red look to her and seems to have more of a beak to her design when compared to the rest of the others. Come to think of it, they all appear to be a different species of turtle, which is something we only saw in the Rise of the TMNT. I wonder if that inspired this choice here. Anyways, the little we've seen of Moha, she seems to butt heads with Uno, the previous turtle we just spoke of. The two almost come to blows when Uno, her brother, makes fun of their other brother Odin for being overweight. Moha seems to be very protective of her siblings and sticks up for them, which makes me think that Moha here could also be leader material. Now when it comes to the grown-up version of her, I believe this is her right here next to Uno. They seem to have similar builds to each other, but Moha is not as tall, and also you can still see the beak part of her design here. I think as these turtles get older, we're gonna get a struggle for power between her and Uno for leader of the group. Now if that does happen, that's gonna make for some great stories. Alright, next up we have Odyn, a boy, a big boy. He's got a green look to him and little pointy parts of his skin on his eyebrows and his bottom lip. He was the one that Uno was making fun of earlier, although it never really fazed him. He seems like such a gentle soul. From what we've seen, he does seem hungry all the time and doesn't want to train, saying things like Tai Chi is too hard. But he's always got such an innocent look on his face, you can't help but love him. Now, when we see the grown-up pictures of the turtles again, it's quite obvious which one he is, and it looks like when Odyn grows up, he's gonna be an absolute tank. It'll be interesting to see if Uno still picks on him then. Alright, and last up we have Yi, a girl. She has a similar green look to her like Odyn, but has yellow patterns all over her body. We don't really get much from her in this first issue other than her catching Odyn when he falls down and telling Casey Marie that maybe he's sick. So she seems very caring, and she's really happy when April shows up. One thing we did catch about her is that she wants to help April fix things in the garage, and we see her grabbing a wrench. So she might be like a little Donatello that likes to work on machines and stuff in the future. We'll see. Now, when we look at the grown-up picture, there's only one turtle left, and you can see the patterns on her body and face. She has a similar build to Moha, but is a tad bit shorter. But yeah, that's it. That's the new Ninja Turtles in the Last Ronin universe. What kind of weapons do you think these guys are going to wield? What color bandanas will they get? Let me know down below in the comments. I think seeing them as kids and then watching them grow up and eventually having to deal with serious problems is going to be something pretty cool to watch, although I feel like it's going to happen fast. This miniseries is only 5 issues, plus the special that was announced recently, and I believe by the end of it, they're going to be full-fledged Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So buckle up, we're going to cover it all here, beginning with my breakdown and review of issue 1 of The Lost Years, which should be out in a few days. I'm still working on it here on the back end. But that's it for this video. Just wanted to go ahead and talk quickly about those new turtles with all of you. Thanks everyone for watching. Follow on all the social medias. The new Ronin Ninja Turtles are here. Super exciting. I will see you guys in a little bit with another video. Take care.